Without muscles, we couldn't move, and perhaps the most important muscle in the body is the heart. It's about the size of your fist. It's an amazing muscular pump that beats about 72 times every minute. And if you think about that, that's nearly 104,000 times a day. But if you don't look after your heart, it can lead to problems. Heart disease causes more deaths in this country than anything else. So it's good to see a computer program which will help you understand more about the heart. Chris Smith designed the program. Chris, what are we showing here?
Well, Terry, we've got a piece of close-up heart muscle here. And the idea is that you can actually see the heart muscle as it would contract and relax as the heart was beating there.
And that works like every other muscle in the body?
Yes.
Well, that's just a part of the muscle of the heart there. Can you show us the whole heart working?
Sure. So we're going to be looking at this red blood cell, which is going to come up the vein here into this receiving chamber called an atrium, then down into the pump called a ventricle. Then from there it's going to go out to the lungs, so it's going to come up this artery here through to the lungs, where it's going to get oxygenated and lose its carbon dioxide, back into another receiving chamber here, pumped into the main pump, which is the biggest part of the heart because it's got to pump it out to all to the rest of the body, then up into this other artery here called the aorta, and then to the rest of the body.
Off it goes around the body then?
Yes.
Now, you can wire me up, can't you, to make a heart like that beat?
We can indeed. This little sensor here, detector, actually is going to send a beam of light through your ear and actually measure to see when the pulses of blood are coming from your heart to your ear.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is to stick this little sensor onto your earlobe, like that, and then we'll secure it, like that. Okay. So what we have here is a picture of a heart beating on the screen in time with your heart.
So every time there's blood going through my ear, that heart beats?
That's right. Let's just check that it's right, shall we? Yeah, it's now in time. That's right.
And about how often a minute is that beating at the moment?
Well, it's difficult actually to tell at the moment, but what we could do is to look at a graph which will actually show us how fast your heart is beating. Let's try that. So you can see that each time your heart beats, it's actually...
That little green line's going up and down each time.
That's right. One peak to one beat, really.
And about how many times a minute can you see from there?
It's going at about 96 beats per minute.
I see. Well, that's when I'm standing still. I'm going to see if I can make it go a bit faster. I'm going to get on the back, okay?
Good idea.
See if I can get it up. Oh, it didn't like that move very much, but I think it'll settle down. There it goes. All right, ready?
Right.
Right, I can feel as though my heart's beating faster.
Well, it is beating faster, and you can see that because the lines are actually getting close together. Now, what we should see is that this white line here, which shows a trace over a period of time, should start to go up.
102.
Definitely going up.
114. I think that's enough.
How are you feeling?
A bit exhausted. I can feel it bumping.
Okay, I should stop there now. Let's see what happens as you start to relax again. It's starting to come down.
It's all a bit awkward, though, because I'm tied up to a computer. What if I wanted to go jogging and test all this?
Right. Well, what we're going to do is to build a portable version of this, which will hopefully measure not only heartbeat, but breathing rate, temperature, sweating, really lots of different things. Perhaps every time you put your foot down on the ground, it would register one pace, and then we can use that as a means of gathering data and finding out how fit you are.
Overall?
That's right.
Okay. Well, it's actually a bit all over the place at the moment, isn't it?
Well, I suspect that that's because we're in the studio and under a bit of stress. What would be a good idea is if we can actually compare that with what you were like earlier when we were doing the rehearsal.
Okay, let's get that other trace up then.
So what we've got here is the two traces, one of which was recorded earlier.
When I was resting, yes.
That's right. And this one here, well, this is the one that we've been looking at we've got today, and you can see that it's a bit all over the place, but it's considerably higher than the other one.
Yes, overall you can see that I was under a bit more stress. My
That's
heart
right.
was beating a bit faster.
That's right.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Pleasure.
You can still check your heart rate without all this equipment by hand. Just put your fingers, not your thumb, on a pulse point where the arteries go over a bone. The wrist is the usual place, just about there usually does it. Count how many beats there are in 15 seconds. Multiply that by 4 to get your rate per minute. Find out what happens to your heart rate when you've been lying down for a while, then when you're sitting up, and then standing. And try comparing your pulse rate before and after a cup of coffee.
Right, that'll do, thanks. Body fat is just one of the things that's tested in the Look After Yourself project. And Anne Ruglis here is Assistant Director of the project. What's it all about, Anne?
Well, the project is about helping people to realise how healthy they are and perhaps trying to improve upon that through taking exercise, looking at what they eat and perhaps practising a little bit relaxation.
Right, well, you've just put me through what's called the skin fold test. How did I do?
Well, you came out with a body fat percentage of about 15%, which is just about right for someone of your age. And of course, women can carry a little bit more and will come out with a reading of about 20%.
Oh, well, that's nice to know I'm about right. I can see from all your charts down here, though, that a very important factor must be diet on how well you are.
Well, diet, in fact, is extremely important in terms of how healthy you actually are. And we're trying to encourage people to eat a little bit more fibre, and that keeps your digestive system nice and healthy, and to cut down on the amount of fat, sugar and salt that you eat.
Well, now you mentioned sugar, I can't help notice we've got a big pile of sugar sitting over here.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Well, that represents the average amount that a Briton consumes per year.
Yeah, but that's getting on for a bag a week of sugar. I have sugar on cornflakes, I have it in coffee and tea, but I don't go through a bag a week, I'll tell you that.
Well, you'd be surprised because a lot of the sugar you actually eat is already hidden in the foods.
Yeah.
So, for example, one of the worst is perhaps a bottle of tomato ketchup, which contains about 27 teaspoons of sugar.
Oh, well.
That's enough to make you ill, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah. I mean, there are chemical tests you can do to find out if something has sugar in it. You can try different foods, savoury as well as sweet, and you might be surprised. Now, apart from keeping a healthy diet, exercise is pretty good as well, isn't it?
Yes. Exercise is another important factor in trying to keep healthy, and you need to do enough to make you breathless.
So that's, you know, do enough without, you mean tiring yourself
Without
out
overdoing
completely?
it, yes,
yeah.
but regularly.
And it's good for the heart in particular, I think, exercise.
Very good for the heart, and of course also important in keeping your blood pressure down.
Well, how do I know if my blood pressure's all right?
Well, you need to use a machine called a sphygmomanometer, and there's one over there.
Right, well, I'll go to the sphygmomanometer. I can't. One bloke who probably can pronounce it is Dr. Stephen Bird. Tell us about your little machine then, Stephen.
Well, this machine measures how easily blood flows through your arteries. If they are in a good condition, it flows very easily. If, however, they're all clogged up with fat, then it's very difficult for the blood to get through, and your blood pressure will be much higher.
Right.
You could roll your sleeve up. Okay.
It's small, isn't it? It's quite handy, that. Right.
Okay, rest your arm on the table, and we'll turn it on.
This thing's like shaking my arm. What's it doing now?
What it's doing is to inflate this cuff around your arm so tight that it actually stops the blood flow down into your arm.
Yes.
And in here, there's a little microphone. What the cuff is doing is gradually going down, and you can see from the pressure reading that it's gradually dropping, and the microphone is listening to hear when the blood starts to flow back down into your arm. And we've got one reading here of 137. This is the pressure in your arteries when the heart is actually beating.
Actually, at the moment that the heart
Actually,
beat,
the moment that the heart beats. We've got another figure coming up here, and this will represent the actual pressure in your arteries where in between when the heart actually beats. And we're just waiting, and here we're getting your blood pressure coming out, 137/90.
So that's a high pressure, then a low pressure.
And a minimum pressure.
as well.
That's right.
Oh, is that a good reading? 137/90?
That's okay. You're in the studio, so perhaps it's a little higher than it would be otherwise.
Well, I'd have expected to have had if I was, say a fat bloke.
Your blood pressure would be much higher. This is because in every extra pound of fat, there's about a mile of blood vessels. And if these are all clogged up, of course, the heart has to work that much harder to get the blood through these clogged up vessels.
And does that do your heart any good?
No, that's bad for the heart. It puts this unnecessary strain on it.
Sport is a very scientific business nowadays, and a lot of research is going on here at Birmingham University in the Human Motor Performance Laboratory. These electrodes monitor the heart rate, and students check out their lungs as well. One of the sports scientists working here is Dr. Craig Sharp. Craig, where do muscles get their energy from in the first place?
Muscles get their energy, Terry, in two ways. One is they use oxygen from the air we breathe, and that's known as the aerobic method. The other ways that muscles work is anaerobically, without any oxygen at all. But if you work without oxygen, there's the penalty of lactic acid, which causes fatigue.
Does that mean every muscle is made up of two different sorts of fibres or something?
Yes, exactly. All human muscles are made up of two different types of fibres, so-called slow ones, which we use for everyday activities such as walking and slow running, and fast fibres, which are used for running and jumping and generally moving quickly. And on the slide you see three colours. The light ones are the slow fibres, and the two darker red and pink ones are the fast fibres.
So if you have more of one sort of fibre than the other, you might be better at training for certain sports?
Very much so. Those people that do sports which require lots of very fast movement train appropriately, and they increase their fast muscle fibres. And people that walk slowly or do marathon running or slower activities, they train the slow muscle fibres.
As well as research on athletes, the laboratory also does some tests on ordinary people.
Right, have a really good go at it this time. Off you go. That's good, fine. OK, now go off and get ready for the next test, would you?
Right, Bill, I
Hello.
lent you my daughter Susie there for a few moments, but what sort of tests are these?
Well, it's part of a battery of tests called Eurofit. And this is a series of tests to test various aspects of fitness in young people throughout Europe.
What sort of age range would that be then?
Well, the age range is 6 up to 16 years old.
And that test was going specifically for what?
Well, that's a test of power. It's a vertical jump test.
Using the fast muscles.
That's quite right, yes.
And the one we're going on to a minute is what?
Well, that's a test of endurance,
Yes.
and that, of course, would be more dependent on the slow muscles.
Right, let's go and have a look.
OK.
So, Bill, this is the next test then.
Yes, this is the most important test in the Eurofit battery. It's a test of general endurance, and it tests the ability of the heart and lungs to supply oxygen to the working muscles.
And you're testing that using these electrodes, are you?
Yes, these electrodes transmit the heart rate to this device so that I can read her heart rate from there.
Right, shall we let her get going then?
Yes, fine. OK, what you've got to do is pedal at 50 revs a minute. You can see 50 marked on this dial here, so off you go. Let's just keep it carefully on the 50, don't pedal too fast. Yes, that's fine, you're doing very well. Keep going. Right, I'm going to increase the load for you now, so I'll just take this one off and put a rather heavier one on. Yes, still keep the dial at 50.
That's a bit harder now, isn't it? Now, in theory, her heart rate should go up, should it, Bill?
Oh, it will go up, certainly. It already has started to. Right, we're ready for the last load now. I'll just put the last weight on. Keep pedalling. Last 3 minutes to go.
And now you're expecting the heart rate to go up more to cope with this extra load, are you?
Yes, we're aiming for a heart rate of around 170. Well done, that's a very good result. OK, stop when you feel like it.
How are you feeling? Tired. But you're absolutely average. So if you're interested in running any of these tests for yourself, the details are in the Eurofit handbook, and that's obtainable from the Sports Council in London.
With over 600 different muscles in your body, it's hardly surprising that some of them get injured sometime. Now, staff here at the Watford Physiotherapy Department have got an amazing range of exercises to help your injuries get better. Thank you. Some pretty sophisticated machines about these days for checking out muscles. And Angie Cannell's an exercise physiologist, and she's an expert on this particular machine. Angela, what's this machine used for?
Well, this machine is really good for finding out what's wrong with the muscle, for helping it to repair, and for looking at high-speed sports performance.
So in fact, this machine will tell you about muscles ranging from an old gentleman with a bad knee injury to, say, a highly tuned performer then.
That's right, that's right.
Tremendous. But what advantage would it have over, say, just using a few weights to push and pull?
Well, the normal way in which we use our muscles is to raise and lower a load. What we have with this machine is a constant speed and an accommodating resistance.
Accommodating resistance. It's getting a bit complicated now. Maybe you're going to show us.
Well, the easiest way to find out is to have a go. What I want you to do is push all the way up and pull all the way back against the lever. And all the way up.
Oh, I see.
And all the way back.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's happening here is that I'm pushing my foot as hard as I can. It doesn't really seem to make much difference to the speed of the thing, so that thing's never going to move any faster, is it, until you change the button or whatever?
No.
Ah, I see. So that's the constant speed muscle exercise thing.
That's right.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's walking speed. Let's now have a look at running speed. All right, so let's move the speed up.
Oh, I can hear it. It's like the dentist's. Right, let's go.
Right, off you go again.
Oh, yeah. I can move my leg much faster before I feel any resistance from the machine. Yeah. Ah, you've slowed it down again.
That's right.
That's right,
And
right.
that is the accommodating resistance.
I see the machine's been plotting a graph when I was doing that. How did I do?
Well, let's have a look at your results. As you can see, this is where you are pushing up, and this is where you are pulling down. This is your quadriceps muscle, and this is your hamstring muscle.
Am I any good?
Well, the results tell me that you have average strength.
Average, fine. Is there something you could compare me with, and have you got some other results there?
Well, let's have a look at an injured top-class athlete.
Top-class athlete, love it.
As you can see, he has very strong quadriceps muscle, but the injury, which is a ligament tear, shows up in his hamstrings muscle.
Yeah, you can see that long peak there, that's like the strong muscle, isn't it? And that's
right.
This wiggly one here, the wiggly one down there, that's the bad muscle.
That's his injury,
Yeah.
yes. That's where it shows up. Hopefully, with regular training on this machine, he will get back to full top-class performance very, very quickly.
Great. Now then, what you got next to me, Angela?
Well, let's have a look at your injuries.
Fab.
What I want you to do is see how many you can do in 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
Are you ready?
No,
3,
yes.
2, 1, go. Come on, keep going. Push, push.
How long have I done?
Come on, you're cheating. 10 seconds.
I'm not
10
cheating.
seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax.
Good. How was that?
Well, it wasn't bad, but I'd stick to piano playing.
We'll be on the seesaw in a moment, looking for pie in the sky.